So welcome back guys to another video, and something I've never really talked about a lot on this channel is my love for strategy RPGs. So today I'm very delighted to be doing a review on Langrisser 1 and 2 that's going to be available for the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. And I have to give a big shout out to the folks at NIS for America for being so kind and their continuing support of the channel by sending a review copy to the studio. Now, many folks in the West may know Langrisser Descendants of Light as Warsong that was released for the SEGA Genesis in 1991. And Langrisser II, released in 1994, was never released in the West. And this is a series that's really had its staple in Japan, that's rivaled Fire Emblem, that's never really came to the West. So this collection is really interesting and really great for new fans to get into the series. Now, I will say I will not be given any spoilers for the story. I will just be given a basic outline. Langrisser 1 follows the story of Prince Linden, whose kingdom is under fire from an evil empire, and the king, your father, sets you forth to gather reinforcements because this evil empire is after an ancient relic known as Langrisser, which is a sword that's the most powerful sword ever known to man. It's like the Excalibur to King Arthur, which draws a lot of similarities because Langrisser 1 borrows heavily from the medieval lore of war stories. In Langrisser 2, taking place 1,000 years later, you play as Edwin, a swordman with revenge on finding his mentor's murderer. Joined by a mage in training, his companion, Han, the world is in war from two empires after the Langrisser. Which makes this interesting is the choices you make in the game can ultimately bring multiple endings, giving you many playthroughs. Now, in terms of gameplay, something that both games share common interests with is you're going to be asked from the Goddess of Light a various amount of questions, and these questions will determine your stats of when you start the game. Now, don't worry if you don't like your answers, you don't like your stats, you can always go back and re-answer the questions, and I think that's really kind of cool. It gives the game a little bit more replayability to it and a lot of different ways that the game will actually end in the grand scheme of things. Now, the meat and potatoes of Langrisser 1 and 2, of course, is the battle system. Like every other strategy RPG, and every battle is sectioned off into chapters, and every chapter is the progression of the story. Now, these battles can last anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, and they're very basic. If you've never played a strategy RPG, I feel like this is a great way to get into the genre because it's very basic in the sense that you have your grid-based system, you have your commanders who are like the main characters in the story, and you have your foot soldiers and mercenaries that you can hire to help you out throughout the game. Now, the mercenaries, once they die, they're dead. But unlike Fire Emblem, if your main character dies, it's not a permadeath, which I really like that, because I was getting kind of attached to some of the characters in Langrisser 1 and 2, and I'd hate to see them actually die. Now, after every battle, you are greeted with a world map, hub world. Now, this hub world, you can look at your chapters to see how much you're progressing. You can also buy items for your characters, you can level up your characters, and you can use your CP points for your skill tree to up your job system. And the job system is really cool in this game because you can start out as like just knight and go off to a dragoon and riding dragons and throwing lances, and I think that's really where this game starts to blossom. Now, this collection has various different features to it as well. I know some folks may not be a huge fan of the art style, but to be honest, you can actually switch it back to more of a 90s anime style, which I did personally. You can also do an HD remaster of the map or go back to the retro style, and same with the music as well. If you don't want the orchestrated remixes, you can go back to its more 16-bit counterpart. The only thing you can't do is change the sprite, and that's one of my only complaints about this game is I wish I could change the sprites so I could have more of that old school kind of feel to it. But overall, I couldn't really find too many faults about this collection. I feel like this is a fantastic collection for not just strategy RPG fans, but maybe to new fans of the Langrisser series. I think this is a great way to be introduced to the series, and even if you've never played a strategy RPG, this collection may be something to look into because for $49.99 USD, you're getting two games. They're around like 30 hours each, so you're getting 60 hours of gameplay of classic goodness. And If I had to give this game a score, I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10. I cannot recommend this enough for any PlayStation 4 owner or Nintendo Switch owner. So anyway guys, this concludes the video, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to not only hit subscribe, but also hit the bell for notifications so you're notified on all future videos coming out on this channel. And what do you guys think? Do you guys want to check out Langrisser? Leave a comment below. I'd love to interact with you guys within the community. As always guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.